SmartInvestor.com presents Investing Tips, Cost of Starting a Wholesaling Business by Colin Egbert with Hope Hammond. There are a ton of things you'll be responsible for when you start a wholesaling business. It is a business after all. You'll be in charge of finding leads, finding buyers, bringing them together, finding a good title company, and even drawing up some appropriate contracts. No one wants to further muck up the process with worries about unpaid bills and trying to finance your wholesaling efforts. Yet there are a few costs you'll have to be aware of when starting your wholesaling business. In wholesaling, there are two levels of cost. The first is cost associated with house flipping. The second is cost associated with wholesaling. These are both separate processes for wholesaling a house, but they're both closely related. You buy the cheap houses and sell them with a slightly marked up price. With house flipping, you fix up the house. With wholesaling, you just find a buyer who's interested. You'll have to decide as a real estate investor whether you'll be flipping a house or wholesaling it, and this will determine your costs. The costs of starting a wholesaling business are kind of minimal. You'll be selling the house before the closing date, so you won't be worrying about fixing up the house, buying a lot of insurance, placing the property with a realtor if you can help it. You'll also usually be responsible for closing costs and even a referral bonus if someone referred the property to you. Here are a few examples of wholesaling costs you'll be responsible for. Loan costs or closing costs. These are fees charged by realtors, the title company, and other individuals before you actually close the deal. Referrals. If you have a referral service, you may have to shell out about $500 to $1,000 to someone who referred the property to you. Advertising. In order to have a lot of buyers and sellers, you've got to get your name out there. You've got to get your business out there. Advertising doesn't have to cost very much. You can get a ream of paper and some printing ink to set up a bunch of flyers saying that you buy and sell houses. Or you can get really expensive with radio spots and classified ads in the local paper. There may also be appraisal costs. Your buyer will probably want to know what's wrong with the house before he or she buys it. So you'll need to hire an appraiser to look over the house and give you an estimate of its market value. Depending on how experienced you are, you may need to hire an appraiser to look over the house and give you an estimate of its property value. More experienced investors are able to create their own appraisals or have companies that they work with on a regular basis. But this is definitely a cost that you'll have to be responsible for. On a similar vein, the home inspection. Your buyer will want to know what's wrong with the house before they buy it. So you'll have to bring in a home inspector, have them look over the property, and list all the damage before you sell it. House flipping is slightly different. There's more money involved and more time involved. Most house flippers actually purchase the house, so they'll be responsible for some sort of loan or mortgage. That means you'll be making monthly payments while you're fixing up the property. Next, you'll be responsible for insurance. Since you'll be rehabbing the property, you may have to get more expensive insurance like builder's risk insurance and make monthly payments on that as well. And then there are the carrying costs. These are the basic costs of owning a home, such as utilities, the monthly mortgage, property taxes, and regular maintenance. The longer you hold that property in your name, the more carrying costs you'll have. It may not seem like a lot, but it tends to build up over a few months. Then there's the remodeling and repair costs. Depending on which direction you go, you may actually have remodeling costs built into the loan you get for the property. So you won't have to worry about making a separate payment on this kind of remodeling loan. And then there's realtor commission. House flippers tend to get realtors to help them out when they finally put that property on the market. So when the property sells, you'll be giving up about 6% of the selling price to the realtor. As you can see, house flipping is more expensive, but it does promise a better payoff. While wholesaling investors don't have to pay very much at all, but their profit is a lot lower, only a few $1,000s per deal. So it's really up to you and what you feel most comfortable with as an investor. To learn more about real estate and wholesaling, head to realestateinvestingwholesales.com.